Gentlemen and female gentlemen, welcome one and all to the downfall of the Democrats. Oh my god, I cannot beat the Nux became an alt-right grifter allegations that Reddit likes throwing at me. Listen, I love making fun of everybody. I just want you to acknowledge that right now there's a lot more to make fun of on the left, okay? I just want to be clear. So, she just dropped this video, Downfall of the Democrats, the truth about the 2024 election, shoe on head, my favorite political commentator and my favorite secret Nazi libtard is finally here to cover what is going on in the world. See, I am a little bit unhinged, a little bit kooky, a little bit gaga. I'm not gonna make believe I'm some political mastermind. All I know is that it's all about the red satanic pedophiles versus the blue satanic pedophiles. So I am here and ready to hear shoe on head's, introspection in the downfall of the Democrats. You see, the thing is, I think I know why there was this huge downfall. I think that no one expected Trump to have any chance. The polls all lied. Trump won. The last 4 years were shit. This wasn't much of a shock, I think, to anyone that was living in reality that had literal eyeballs, because I predicted it, even though all the news sites didn't. And right now, the Democrats are at each other's throats, tearing each other limb from limb. Each one came up with a completely different reasoning as to why this is fucking happening. Like, you got one guy being like, oh, it's because the radical left were too radical. And the other guys are like, because the moderate left weren't radical enough. And then the other guy's like, oh, it turns out Latinos just hate women. Like, bro, every argument under the sun, they're tearing each other apart. The downfall is hilarious. I would really appreciate some unity, like on a moral level, but on a content level, I will continue milking this shit. All right, shoe on head, take it away. Bernie Sanders, Kamala Harris will struggle to win unless she speaks to the long-neglected working class. And he was right.
Election night in America, one of the most consequential elections in recent history.
We're gonna win!
No! The downfalls! The downfalls every time, bro.
Donald Trump has won the presidential election.
No one saw this one coming.
In Kentucky.
Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, and Oklahoma. Missouri will go to Donald Trump.
It's clear now that Donald Trump has picked up key support among Hispanic voters, despite all the things that he said.
He's picked up, that's crazy. I'm telling you, the funniest thing for me personally is just the fact that all these people are literally living in a bubble. The living in a bubble thing it has got to be the funniest shit in the universe. Like, it has got to be the funniest thing ever. It's like, bro, look at reality in front of you.
Trump.
It's just because they hate women more than they like themselves.
Will win the state of North Carolina.
That the state of Georgia will go to former President Donald Trump.
The evening was getting increasingly somber as people realized what this map is looking like.
CNN projects that Donald Trump will win the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Kamala Harris is not winning.
So you won't hear from the vice president tonight?
News Decision Desk can now officially project that Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
Do you really?
Somehow, it happened, and everything changed. Bro, this is like the, what's the Obama clip? You know the Obama clip? No, this is the wrong clip, but it's funny regardless.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Yeah, and then that's what happened, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it is pretty hilarious seeing, like, people actually fucking not using their eyeballs. It's like, I can't believe he won. I thought we painted him as a Hitler way too much.
I really think that the Democratic Party is...
Bro, actual fucking destruction. Look at this shit. This is the red wedding of the modern era.
fighting for you. The overwhelming answer is... no.
Damn. It's a hard day. It's a hard day for people everywhere. Bro, she didn't wait. Girl, you didn't take the stickers off the bottom of your... Oh my God.
Well, well, well. What have we learned? Nothing.
Yay! This is the most true hearkening moment I think anyone can recognize. As a working class person, I no longer think the left gives a fuck about me. I think that we're actually moving into a world. So here's the thing. I don't think that the right or the left actually care about people. They care about power. They care about being elected. They care about being in power. I just think the right, at least in this election, seemed a lot more honest than the left. Yeah, it's just been crazy. It's been crazy to see the media mask fall off. It's been crazy to see people literally just focusing on things that aren't important.
Apparently. I regret to inform you, everything I predicted about the election in my last video came true, and more.
Here's the thing. The beauty about being a fearmonger is if you're wrong, then there's nothing to fear. And if you're right, you pre-watched reality. I think that this is a very important lesson.
Men did overwhelmingly turn out for Trump.
Let's go, men! Woo! What the fuck, bro? No, it's because they hated women too much. That's why it happened. Did you see The View? Did you see what they said? It's crazy.
Especially young
women also turned out for Trump more than expected. Didn't oh god, it was fucking insane.
Men. But I was wrong about one thing. Young men weren't the only ones who came out in droves for Trump.
Let's go! Women! Oh my god, dude, the fucking world is cooked. The world is cooked. How do we have such a wide divide?
Trump, nearly everyone did.
Yeah, this was an overwhelming fucking victory. And it is wild and unhinged to see the downfall that followed it. Like, I've never seen this level of just blatant argumentation on a single side of politics. I think what the left has been doing recently has been mind-blowing. Shank is fighting Destiny, who's fighting Hassan, who's fighting Vosh, and they're all literally arguing and clawing at each other's throats. Fucking CNN and MSNBC and The View, and they're all slandering Joe Rogan, and they're just losing their minds. It's insane.
Madman took everything, every swing state.
Listen, the orange retard fucking killed it, and it's terrifying, and that's reality.
Pennsylvania,
he grabbed the country by the pussy.
Georgia, my home state, New York, was closer to flipping red than Florida was to flipping blue.
Wow! That's a statistic! Holy macaroni!
Turns out Dick Cheney as brat wasn't the best message to win over voters. Dems did so bad it really had me thinking, damn, did we steal that election? So what happened?
Dude, the people trying to bring... my favorite thing is watching the far right people saying, oh yeah, well we should also get like bonus election rights because the last one was stolen. It's like, bro, shut the fuck up. You lost in 2020, okay? I don't know if it was stolen. I don't know if it wasn't. Let's be honest. It probably wasn't, but fuck it. That's just the accepted game state at this point. Like, shut the fuck up. Don't try opening new shit. Oh, Lord. And then you have the other people saying that this one was stolen. Bro, it can't be stolen. How on earth can it be stolen when every person you talk to votes for Trump? Oh, God.
In here, how did it go so wrong? Is it too late for the Democratic Party, or can they turn this around? Will the Democrats learn from this, or will they double down and get worse?
That's the big question, because, like, the wildest thing is, I could see this going two ways. Either the Democrats could literally fix their shit, become like a unified front, drop the fucking media mask, become a populist entity, an entity that people can actually respect, an entity that seems at least like it's fighting for the rights of the people and not for the fighting for the rights of the fucking extremists, right? Like, the left could actually become something great right now. Or it could devolve into total chaos, split up into 17 different factions, and then you'll have the freaking Targaryens on the right side versus the 7 kingdoms of Westeros on the left. Like, dude, this could become insane.
In this
Bro, I'm just waiting for the fucking Elon satellites stealing the elections. Yeah, sure.
video, I'm going to go through all the excuses and the copes the Democrats and the broader left are coming up with to avoid accountability.
I love this so much. See, I agree that all the crazy different ideas that people are coming up with. Oh, the reason why Trump won is because Latinos are hate women. That's my favorite one. It's like being racist and sexist at the same time, just to avoid the accountability that you are a shitty fucking nominee.
Read some silly tweets, watch some silly news clips, and even give the Democratic Party some advice on how to win 2028. Don't worry, Republicans watching this. They won't listen. Maybe in 2050, under the barren Trump monarchy, someone might come to their senses, but not anytime soon. If you already watched or read most mainstream liberal news, it really seemed like Kamala had this in the bag.
Yep. That's the crazy thing. If you look at the news, everyone was like, oh, easy dub. And the funniest thing is, this is like, the funniest thing is that they're so wrong. Oh, God. It's
Which is
insane.
why you should try to get your news from a variety of different sources.
Like the sponsor of this video, Ground News. And we'll even watch it this time so she doesn't call me out again for skipping the ad.
Oh, that reminds me. Before we dive into this election dissection, let's give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, a sponsor I've been working with for over 4 years now, Ground News.
That is such a shock. I, for one, did not see that coming.
Ground News is a website and an app that gives readers an easy and transparent way to read the news all across the political spectrum. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown that helps you understand the full story and make sure you're getting both sides. One of my favorite features of Ground News is the blind spot feature, which shows you what news stories have been covered by one side of the political spectrum.
I love this, by the way. I think that is such a good fucking feature. Like, it is so cool to see, like, how right-wing people will just not talk about things that are against their propaganda, and how left-wing people will not talk about things that are against their propaganda. It's, like, actually insane.
And ignored by the other. For example, here is a story about how Bernie Sanders is open to working with Trump on capping credit card interests. And
wow, Bernie Sanders open to working with Trump on certain things. It's almost like this is the type of person that actually cares about the people. What? That's crazy. That is so against the leftist demographic these days. Damn. Someone that doesn't actually care about personal powers and shit, but ultimately just cares about humans? No! That would be crazy if that was real.
And there's 23 sources on it, and 89% are right-wing.
You mean to tell me that the left-wing news sites don't want to talk about how there's any form of alliance that could ever be made with Trump? What? That's crazy. It's almost like certain left-wing propagandists would rather paint Trump as a Hitler that could not at all ever even be discussed with. They would rather paint him as someone that could have no alliance than actually paint some sort of unity. That would be crazy. No way.
No left-wing
That's disgusting, by the way.
sources have covered the story. And this story about how 2 women have told the ethics panel that Matt Gaetz paid them for sex. 31 sources, 61% of them left-wing. You can even see who
Interesting.
owns
I don't know what the Matt Gaetz shit is, by the way.
these political outlets. Ground News also makes it really easy and fun to
Okay, dude, my YouTube is really fucking up right now.
compare headlines to see how ownership or political bias can affect the framing of a story. For example,
Ooh.
this story about how a man
My favorite one is the Trump shooting.
was arrested after allegedly a stabbing spree in Manhattan that left 2 dead and 1 injured. This left-wing outlet says, man arrested after alleged stabbing spree in Manhattan that left 2 dead, 1 injured. This right-wing outlet says, 2 dead, 1 critically injured in Manhattan as knife-wielding maniac launches unprovoked.
No!
I have been using Ground News since 2021 and I am just obsessed with this app. It is a great and easy way to stay informed. Plus, it really helps me see how both sides frame the same story so differently.
Yeah, it's almost like both sides of these fucking propagandist situations are fucking gross and disgusting. It's almost like I have been saying this for years. God.
First of all, for Black Friday, I am offering 50% off their Vantage plan.
And by the way, for the record, I did a video earlier where someone mentioned that Trump spent $250 million on vilifying trans people in advertisements. And after looking into that a little more, he spent $250 million talking about trans people, but vilifying them is a very interesting term because he was mostly talking about not using, like, not doing surgeries on children. That was what he was talking about for the most part, which is not vilifying. Like, again, every single time I get some piece of information, like, why would I think to double check this shit? Like, it's actually insane, and it's everywhere, and it's on both sides, and it's all the propaganda and all the media's shit, and you can't trust anything you fucking see online.
Which is the plan I used.
And Elon Musk, by the way, gets trolled all the time and retweets fake shit all the time because he gets trolled. I don't think he does it maliciously, but he's propagating the misinformation anyway. It's like, you'll never escape.
To access all their amazing features. This is their biggest discount of the year, so go to ground.news/shoe, use the QR code here on the screen, or use the link in the video description down below, and subscribe today for only $4.16 repeating per month.
All right.
I personally think what they're doing is very important because it helps approach the news in a more balanced and transparent way, and I feel like
The fear is what happens when Ground News ends up becoming a propaganda site because somehow secretly it gets bought off by someone to literally start skewing shit. What happens what if that happens? Again, that's always the fear. It's like, oh, this is a perfectly unbiased place for now.
We really need that nowadays. So thank you, Ground News, for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. Right? And now let's get back to this election dissection, shall we?
There's no point in saying good morning.
No point in good morning. My life is leaving my body. I look like I'm 90 years old. I'm really 12.
Because it certainly is not one.
From blaming—
Well, goddamn. Can these people stop? Can these people stop? Just accept reality. Oh my god. The sun isn't going supernova. Holy crap. Your candidate lost. That sucks, bro. Get a life. Clench your pussy and walk on stage like a human.
the American people to blaming Joe Rogan, the Democrats and the media are having a hard time coping with their loss, and I don't blame them. It was a pretty big loss. Embarrassing, quite frankly. Donald Trump overperformed in nearly every state, with basically
every state, nearly every county,
every demographic, and the entire country seems to be shifting more red. Everyone was so sure dangerous, devious, dastardly Donald would never make his way back into the White House to steal democracy.
How dare she disrespect the Don? Don't they realize that man is 100 times more honest? He may be a scumbag. He may have done some insanely shitty shit over his long life. But bro's honest. He says what he means. I mean, I don't know if he's honest, but he does say what he means. There's a difference.
And he did it. With democracy. Anyway, I got a lot of comments on my last video from new fags.
Bro. Classic fascist. Winning with democracy. Am I right, chat? Can we get an F in the chat for how this fascist was democratically elected?
It's like, wait, you're left-wing and you hate the Democrats? Yeah, man, that's pretty
That's basically 90% of the Democrats right now. I don't know any Democrats that don't hate themselves. Like, it is the most self-hating style of human I've ever seen. Dude, it is honestly kind of hilarious. In a really tragic way.
Common thing. If you're shocked that I'm left-wing, maybe that's a sign you need to take a step back and evaluate some of the preconceived stereotypes you have of people. Not all of us are crazy blue-haired socialists, no.
What?
Some of us are crazy brown-haired socialists.
Oh!
But for those—
Yeah, well, anyway, as a not socialist myself, I do have to respect the grind set. Again, I respect multiple perspectives here. It's the fucking retards that I don't respect.
Those of you who are new here, hello, I am Shoe on Head. If you ask the right wing, I am Stalin. If you ask the left wing, I am Hitler.
Bro, she just like me, for real, for real.
Fiscally far left, culturally centrist, socially retarded. But if you
damn, real.
Really must put me in a box, it's not that hard to pin me down. I'm a populist. Think Huey Long if you—
Okay, alright, but you could be a populist on the right or on the left. Ultimately, I think right and left should be policy discussions, but it really isn't anymore. What's so wild to me is that when it comes to right and left in like a discussion these days, it's almost always social discussions. It's like, do you like gay people or do you hate gay people? When really that is like not, in my, at least in my very brief experience, that is literally not what it should define your political leanings at all. I don't know. I think it should be policy-based. You know, do you like guns? Do you hate guns? Do you like abortions? Do you hate abortions? Like, that type of shit.
He was a 5'3" Italian New Yorker.
Do you like taxes? Alright, sorry.
Woman who still did her hair and makeup like it was 2008. Put a pin in that Huey Long name, by the way. He's gonna come up later. I grew up in the 90s and the 2000s. My political awakening was jibjab.com. The first time I voted for Obama. I was ready for that hope and change.
Oh my
Instead,
God.
we got the crushing of Occupy Wall Street and more drone strikes. And
Drone strikes! Listen, they were just children.
from there, it only got—
That's just a very late-term abortion for you liberals in the audience. That was a joke! That was a joke! That was a joke, okay? Do not cancel. It was comedy purposes only.
worse. I voted for Bernie in the primaries in 2016, and I watched as the Democratic Party did everything in their power to destroy this man twice. So it is safe to say I am a little biased when it comes to the Democratic Party, but I don't think I've hated them more than I do right now.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Watching these people fall apart has got to be insane. It's got to be one of my favorite things. And it's anyone. You give me any group of people and you watch them fall apart, I will enjoy myself. I am here for the downfall. Subscribe if you like downfalls.
The truth is, my last video was way meaner and way harsher than the final product turned out to be. When I showed the video to my assistant, he basically had an intervention with me and he was like, listen, you need to soften this up a bit. It's a few days before the election. You went too hard. Well, the election is over. And I'm sorry, River, but I'm going hard.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. Screw all that shit. See, what her assistant told her to do, by the way, I know I'm about to say something controversial, but what her assistant just told her to do when said that you went too hard, he told her, instead of being honest, to propagandize. I know, I am using that word maybe liberally, but hear me out for a second. If you have something you want to say, but you are going to soften the way you say it because it might have a political impact, so therefore you don't want to give the full truth, then you are not telling things honestly, you are propagandizing. You are all cock and no cum, as someone so wisely said in my chat. I am just gonna be honest with you. You gotta say what you think, you gotta say what you mean. And if you're not doing that because you don't want to accidentally impact society with your words, then you are propagandizing instead of telling the truth. So I gotta say, big congrats to Shoeonhead for not toning down the shit. Yeah.
You idiots. You.
Yes! The kid. See, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to the new Nuxanor style of content. If you haven't been around for a little bit recently, I'm going to introduce you to something incredible. So you see, why should I be canceled for being called a misogynist if I make fun of women? If I instead could get a woman to make fun of women instead? Why should I be called an alt-right Nazi Hitler fuck guy when I make fun of leftists if I could get a leftist to make fun of leftists instead? You see, we're not so different, you and I. I am just in the pits of the battlefield, using every ounce of weaponry at my disposal. Oh, yes. Oh, Shoeonhead, please. Mommy about to stomp on the liberals. Holy shit. Dude, here's the thing. Like, there's so many... There's so many good liberals, bro. I find liberal people and conservative... Most people are just good people. All right? I know this is going to be a hot take. I just think most people are good people.
Morons.
Yeah, cook lady. I wouldn't say it personally, but I'm glad she is doing it. Work smarter, not harder. Bro, I can't get canceled for this. I can't be called alt-right if she's making fun of liberals, right?
You imbeciles. Kamala Harris? Really?
Yeah, she was the worst fucking candidate of all time.
That's who you think?
And I'm just saying that not because I'm a misogynist. Okay, it's because I'm a misogynist.
Grew up there?
That was a joke for those of you on Twitter that are clipping me right now.
One who dropped out before Iowa? The one who got blown the out by Tulsi Gabbard? Why didn't you hold a primary? Aren't you?
Oh, because I'll explain to you. See, here's the thing. She has all the questions. I have all the answers. You know why I didn't hold the primary? Because she would have lost the primary. Somebody else would have won the primary, and that new person that won the primary very likely would just be someone that they couldn't control. Yeah, I'm going full conspiracy theory, tinfoil condom on yo asses, okay? I'm just saying it. They wanted Kamala Harris because she was literally under the control of the party. The nameless, nebulous party. Because who's been running the fucking country for the last 4 years? Sure as hell wasn't Biden. That dude can't walk up a flight of stairs. So who is running the country? The shadow government. Yeah, I'm going there. So why did they want Kamala to be there? Because she is a puppet. Why not hold another primary? Because what if someone wins that's not a puppet? That's my deep state theory. Hope you liked it. Subscribe for more theories.
You're the fucking saviors of democracy? Where the was the democracy?
Oh, there was no democracy. They told Biden, sorry Biden, we're stepping you down. We're replacing you with someone else that we can control.
Oh, big congratulations to Tim Walz on being the first...
Please say the thing. Say the thing.
White male DEI hire.
She said the thing. They literally picked Mike Walz because it's like, don't worry. We don't hate all straight white men. Here's Walz. True. Oh my God. Let's go. Now that's inclusivity.
It didn't work. The DNC completely neutered that guy, reduced him to this weird token white man. Hello, fellow men, I too play football. But hey!
No, he did the thing. He was like, hello, fellow men, I too play football, and also I'm in touch with my feminine side. And it's like, oh, fuck me in the ass.
Men weren't the only demographic you completely dropped the ball with. Trump made incredible gains with women, too.
Oh, the women! Literally out there to destroy others' women. Every time I see a woman with a meltdown on Twitter, you know the first thing I thought of? All the women that voted against her. God, sorry, I'm having way too much fun here because I personally have nothing but respect for women. I would never criticize a woman because of how much respect I have. I will simply platform women criticizing women. It is a much safer strategy and also could be funnier.
Oh, and all those never-Trumpers you tried to court?
Oh, you mean the Latinos?
People who like the old, respectable GOP. You know, the old, respectable GOP that led us into a pointless war that cost us trillions of dollars and millions of lives. But we're at least nice on Twitter. That GOP. Yeah, they didn't come out and vote for your ass either. So you got Liz Cheney to tag along for what? For
Don't worry, they paid celebrities to make believe they cared. Didn't they pay singers to twerk on stage?
What? You raised $1 billion and ended up 20 million in debt?
And that's a pretty fucking dub. I just covered that in a video. That's pretty crazy, dude.
Where the hell did all that money go? Maybe.
Where did the money go? Well. Remember that shadow government I was talking about?
You should have blown it all on celebrity appearances that did nothing. Or maybe it was spending 6 figures on a single-use set for the Call Her Daddy podcast.
Which didn't work either.
Yes, that didn't even hit
Please mention the Las Vegas sphere. That's the funniest thing ever.
1 million views. I want to see a full audit of this campaign because I wouldn't be surprised if this was all like a big money laundering scheme. Because
I said that in my last video. I literally said that in my last video. Oh my god. At the time of recording this right now, my latest video was looking into that shit here. Like, where'd the money go? Where'd the money go? That is the question we have been asking ourselves for a very little while now. It's a little interesting. Ask Disney. I don't know. Maybe it went to where they're spending $400 million on fucking Concord and the Acolyte. Who knows?
Because honestly, that makes more sense than this being a legitimate presidential campaign.
Oh, she's not talking about the Las Vegas sphere. Oh my god, there's no way she's not talking about the Las Vegas sphere. You have to see this. This has got to be the greatest thing of all time. The greatest thing. Speaking of awful campaigns, are you ready to see the worst campaign of all time? Allow me to introduce you, ladies and gentlemen, to the Las Vegas sphere. You see, this is the most expensive advertisement billboard in the world. On this Las Vegas sphere, it costs you $650,000 a day to run an ad on this big fucking ball. She ran on this ball for weeks. For weeks. 4 weeks. $650,000 a day to run this for weeks in Las Vegas, a blue city. They ran this in a place that was already voting for her. Are you recognizing the insanity here? Like, dude, brother. I'm gonna get you the actual breakdown because I can't look at this. Let me see if I can find someone that actually wrote this down. Dude, I love how they're glazing it. They're glazing this decision. Okay, maybe I was a little mistaken on the numbers, but I wasn't that mistaken. All right, this is the whole article about. Oh my God, look how it says vote. That'll convince people to vote. And nonpartisan. Okay, so a week-long campaign on the sphere cost $650,000. $650,000 in a blue city. And it's a state that was literally lost anyway. Like, are you realizing the stupidity here? It's impressive levels of stupidity. At some point, you gotta just laugh at the insanity instead of cry about it.
And then, they had the audacity to beg their supporters for money after.
Covered this too. After they lost the election. They lost the election. They asked for money. They asked for donations. They fucking... First and foremost, we would like to acknowledge the fear, confusion, and sadness many of you are feeling at this moment. Yeah, because they lost. All right. For others, it may be something... You may be looking for something meaningful and important to channel your emotions towards. If that's you, make a donation to the Democratic Party. Why would you donate to the biggest losers on the fucking planet?
After she lost. How about you? How about every DNC consultant should have this map sewn onto the inside of their eyelids? May they never have a peaceful wink of sleep for the rest of their miserable lives. So,
I mean, that kind of sounds like some of the shit Rachel Ziegler's been saying about people that voted for Trump. Damn.
that is how I feel about the whole situation. But what do Democrats and the media think?
This is my favorite thing. I love that. I love it so much, the Democrat meltdowns in the media. Because I'm not just talking about random people on TikTok losing their mind. I'm talking about people that people watch for their opinions and insight.
What do they think the Harris campaign did wrong? Why do they think Kamala lost?
I think Harris ran a really good campaign.
All right, immediately disregard all the rest of his opinions.
There's one person I do not blame for this loss. It is Vice President Harris.
Oh, you don't blame the loss on the person that lost. Oh, okay. All right, cool. All right. Okay, so let's not blame the person. At this point, she could have fucking murdered somebody in public. She could have gone full Homelander and no one would have given a shit. I'm not blaming her for the loss.
This is gonna be a long fucking video.
Yeah, baby.
The media this morning saying Dems need to have a reckoning. No, we don't. We can't be blamed because we expected Americans to be who they always claim they are. Democrats don't have a messaging problem. America has a racism problem.
These people are actually unhinged. These people are actually crazy. The Democrats didn't lose. The racists won.
Kamala ran a flawless
Tell that to the people that voted for Obama with an overwhelming majority.
campaign in 100 days, and I refuse to let y'all gaslight me into believing anything other than
She ran a flawless campaign. She's literally in debt. She lost the election by a landslide. Bro, what are you talking about?
that. She lost because she's a woman, and a black one at that.
I mean, this really was
Sure.
an historic, flawlessly run campaign.
Like, these people are all insane. Like, they're literally living in another universe. That's my favorite thing. My favorite thing is how quickly you can completely reject every single opinion someone has when they just say one stupid one. Like, that's the beauty of humanity. First impressions last. If you tell me it was a flawless campaign, I will probably never take you seriously ever again about anything you say.
Listen, I'm no political analyst, but losing seems like a pretty big flaw. Truly,
Yeah, losing is a flaw. She right on that. She right. Also, it was a terrible campaign.
Don't overthink it. It's because she's a woman, she's a black woman.
Like, these people are insane. Like, they're literally all crazy.
don't overthink it. In fact, don't think about it at all.
And Kamala Harris lived up to our dreams. Don't
She lost.
let anyone tell you otherwise.
She lost, and then she didn't speak, and then she giggled, and then she lost.
She ran a remarkable 107-day emergency campaign.
I don't remember. Did she go on Joe Rogan? Maybe my memory's not good, but Joe Rogan is like one of the biggest platforms in the world right now. I'm pretty sure Trump was on it, and so is Vance, and so is Elon Musk. Did Kamala Harris ever do that podcast with Joe Rogan? I don't remember personally. If she did, then that would have been that's pretty great, honestly. You can't even complain.
Full of joy and hope.
Kamala Harris was the perfect candidate, and she ran a beautiful campaign of joy, empathy, and
You
unity.
gotta be fucking insane. Like, what planet were these people on?
Joy and empathy and unity doesn't motivate people to go to the polls. No wonder Republicans had incredible turnout and so many Democrats stayed home. This isn't Steven's universe. You just can't, like, joy and empathy and unity your way out of not being able to afford food for your family.
That's so not true. The power of friendship can truly surpass anything. Okay? Bro, okay, alright? Luffy's gonna find the One Piece before the Democrats find out. Like, it's crazy.
CNN has a story titled, Where the Harris Campaign Went Wrong. Nope, I won't read it. Harris ran a great campaign. The story should be titled, Where the American People Went Wrong.
I love how all the people that say this shit are like white dudes. Like, bro, what are you doing? Like, this is actually insane. That is not what the story should be titled. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god.
La la la, I can't hear you. La 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 la, I can't hear you. It's not me, it's you. La 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 la. The cope is unreal here. They don't even want to listen to criticism.
You seem so surprised. You literally seem so surprised that people don't want to listen to criticism. Listen, I've been making fun of this shit for a long time. Why did Trump lose in 2020? Trump didn't lose. The election was stolen. It's the same shit. No one wants to ever accept criticism.
They really think they did absolutely nothing wrong. They only see this as a Trump win.
I am not out of touch. Everyone else is out of touch. I am not driving the wrong way down a one-way street. Everyone is driving the wrong way down a one-way street except for me.
And not a Democrat failure.
Kamala Harris was not a flawed candidate. America is a flawed country.
This is like such a terrible fucking perspective. Anyone that has this perspective is losing at life. It is insane. You are losing at life. Bro, it's not my fault that I lost the soccer game. It was the other team's fault that I lost the soccer game. Yes, because they were better than you. They beat you. Like, this is the fucking stupidest thing. I played a perfect soccer game. True, I lost. But other than that...
This incredible tweet here is from Shannon Watts, who is on the board of Emerge America, which is an organization that, quote, shows Democratic women how to run for office.
And you're forgetting something. And win. So she literally failed at her one job.
Yeah, we're never getting a female president.
Joe Biden's been a phenomenal president. He's lived up to so many of the promises he's
Bro's been a president of all time.
made. There's one promise left that he could fulfill, being a transitional figure. He could resign the presidency in the next 30 days, make Kamala Harris the president of the United States.
Whoa.
He would absolve her.
Wow.
This is fucking insane that there are people on the news actually saying this shit. Like, the fact that there are people on the news saying this is absolutely mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. That is such a loser take. I hate Trump because he's a fascist and he goes against democracy. So my plan is to literally uproot democracy to put the country in the hands of a fascist. Like, are you joking? Are you actually kidding? Like, what are you even talking about? Why would this help anyone? You're so scared that someone's gonna destroy democracy, so you want to make a dictator on your side first?
What the f is this Make-A-Wish president shit? Like she's a little kid who wants to play pretend. Oh, just let her for a few days. What? Please tell me we are not gonna get the first female president out of pity. Well
No.
Well done, America. You failed them both.
They both failed you. I don't know why everyone's doing this shit. Maybe I am the pussy, that I respect women a little too much. You see, for some reason, America thinks that, these people think that America failed these women. I hold women in such high esteem, I actually expect them to run a good campaign and actually get people to want to vote for them. You see, I have so much respect for women, I'm allowed to admit that they failed America, not the other way around.
the people cannot let politicians down. That's not how this works. As a
Correct.
politician, you are not owed anyone's vote. You have to earn it, and
100%.
evidently she didn't earn it.
Yeah, she failed them. Because I respect women. It's only because of my respect for women that I think that they actually have the capability to win an election. These two women just got beaten by the Orange Man. Orange Man is literally a fucking woman destroyer. Bro goes up against women and he literally destroys them every time. It's crazy.
We already went through this in 2016. Donald Trump beat both female candidates. Donald Iron Sealing Trump. It's not our
It's actually insane. Oh, it's crazy.
fault. The female candidates you're putting up are dog shit. Give us some good female candidates and maybe people will vote for them. At this rate, the first female president is going to be a Republican. Mark my words, it's bound.
Honestly, I would not be surprised even a little bit if someone like Nikki Haley or whatever ended up becoming a president. Like, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised.
To happen. And if it doesn't happen, this was a joke.
Dude, that would be fucking hilarious. Could you, if a Republican woman wins president first, like, what are they gonna say? What are they gonna say? I just wonder. You think they're gonna come together and say that, oh, it's just too much misogyny in the country? Nah, dude. That would be crazy.
One of the groups that showed up overwhelmingly for Trump was Latinos. One of the major
this is the twist.
stories of the results is the significant surge in support for Trump among Latino voters. Trump nearly erased the Democratic advantage in this group, narrowing the gap from 33 points to just 8.
Democrats gonna build the wall 50 times higher after that one.
We have to have a very, very uncomfortable conversation about Latino voters in this country.
What the fuck conversation do you need to have? I love how people expect people to need to fit your worldview. Well, wake the fuck up and smell the goddamn pansies, pussy, and recognize that other people have the right to make their own decisions. You don't need to have an uncomfortable conversation. They have the right to vote for whoever they want. Everyone does. So do you.
Me watching him deport the Latinos and the Arab Americans after they voted for him. And Cinco de Mayo.
To all you Latinos that voted for Trump, I hope he mass deports you and your entire family.
Wait. Aren't the Republicans supposed to be the racists? I don't understand. I've been learning all sorts of politics lore from the internet, and the internet keeps telling me that the Republicans are the racists. So this is definitely coming as a shock to me.
Whether you were here legally or not.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, the good news is I can't believe those racist Republicans are actually the ones that are. Oh, okay.
You gotta go.
I know for a fact that most Latinos for Trump have undocumented family members. So if you know of a Latino who voted for Trump, I urge you to call this number and report said family members.
This is insane. This is absolutely wild. Like, this is the tolerant leftist guy or whatever that would never actually vote for Trump because he's going to deport Latinos. But when he realizes that Latinos are voting for Trump, he's so salty that he wants to deport them. Like, you have no morals. You have no spine. This is like actual scum. It's actually mind-blowing. Imagine having no ethics.
Donald Trump's strongest soldiers. Spiteful liberals.
Honestly true. I really feel like if the media wouldn't have called him Hitler every day and called him a fascist every day and all that shit and exposed themselves in like billions of lies, I really think Trump wouldn't have won. Neither the first time nor this time. I think he won because there was such a target on his back by every single news site that was constantly hammering him. Like, his biggest advertisement campaign was the leftist media that promoted his shit.
That's 97% Latino, went 75 percentage points for Donald Trump. Why?
Misogyny.
Misogyny. The problem solved. You see, the Latinos, they might get deported, but they hate women more. Oh, there's no discussing with these people. They're all insane.
It's on the border. The border crisis is on their doorstep. And they were begging people to care about it for years. We need to take some less.
Misogyny and sexism.
Another demographic for people.
Oh, do you think it's because they were on the border and it's dangerous? No, it's because they hate women more than they care about being deported.
People that overwhelmingly showed up to vote against Kamala were Muslims. In a Michigan-specific poll of 502 registered Muslim voters, Stein got 59% support, followed by Trump at 22%, and Harris with a tiny 14% of the vote. The results show significant backlash to the Biden administration's handling of Israel's brutal war in Gaza, which has killed at least 43,508 Palestinians, including more than 16,765 children, as well as how the Harris campaign chose to tackle the issue. So how exactly did they tackle that issue?
By not voting for anyone. In fact, by voting for Trump more than even for her.
By sending that old pervert freak Bill Clinton up to Michigan to talk down to Muslims about Palestine.
I understand.
No! What? I didn't see this.
And what? Young.
Yeah, talk about young one more time, brother.
Palestinian and Arab Americans in Michigan think too many people have died. I get that. But
Muslims really said
No. I know you think too many people died, but you can't make this shit up. Dude, America's on fire. America's on fire, guys. What are we gonna do? Oh God, I love the chaos so much.
We hate you more than the guy that talked about a Muslim ban. Just a side note, look at this fucking guy. It's like he hasn't had his daily dose of adrenochrome in a week. Someone get this man a fresh child stat. Muslims.
No.
Latinos. Who else are we gonna blame? Ah, yes. Women. Yes.
Women! See, as a woman propagandist myself, I will promote women whenever I get the chance. A shout out to women across the world.
Trump improved with young men, but he drew in young women too.
Wow, look at that. 52% of all women who look like me are stupid.
I sure hope 52% of the women don't look like her.
Despite making abortion the #1 issue in her campaign, despite Brat Summer, despite the white women for Harris Zoom calls, and most of all, despite the Taylor Swift endorsement,
I'm so happy that the freaking celebrities didn't do shit on this crap.
Harris only managed to get +8 with women. Despite it all, many women came out to support Trump, especially Gen Z women. In 2020, 30% of young women voted for Trump. In 2024, 40% of young women voted for Trump. In fact, so many women voted for him that women on TikTok started wearing blue bracelets to...
There's no way. White women are making blue friendship bracelets to show they didn't vote for Trump. That is insane.
Signal to other women that they were one of the good ones who didn't vote for Trump.
What losers. You have got to be kidding me.
Swifties, I'm buying as many blue beads and blue hearts as I can, and I'm gonna make bracelets, so we know who we can trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, some young
This is like wildly pathetic. It is so sad.
Women in response
She's one of the good ones, by the way.
to Trump's victory are starting to get into the 4B movement.
Yep. I covered this. I covered this. The 4B movement. No sex, no dating, no men, no, yeah.
A movement
The South Korea shit that was a protest for like actual sexual harassment crimes.
started in South Korea. Basically MGTOW for women. Women giving up on dating men, having sex with men, having babies, marriage, whatever.
Straight woman. This is the time to look into the 4B movement. You do not need a man, I promise. Doing my part as an American woman by breaking up with my Republican boyfriend last night and officially joining the 4B movement this morning. These people are such losers. They're such losers. Oh my god.
We are taking coochie off the table in
They are literally, you want to know the funniest thing? The funny thing is, to me, like, on two levels. On the one hand, you have conservative women saying, you guys should not whore yourself out. And then you got the liberal women being like, we are going to do exactly that. That's one. The second funny thing, in my opinion, this is even funnier. They're literally Darwining themselves out. Like, this is Darwinism at its finest. Like, the fucking retards are gonna stop breeding. This is crazy. Like, actually insane. You don't gotta worry about abortions anymore, I guess. Like, what are you doing? Live a life, bro. 4 years are gonna pass in the blink of an eye. Hopefully without a world war. Hopefully.
Definitely.
Cancel all future plans with men. 4B is where it's at. Use their own stupid traditional views against them. Say that you don't want sex before marriage. Say that you are waiting for the right man. They will be seething because they are sexually dependent on women who they call sluts.
This person is like literally coping to such an insane degree. Like wild levels of cope.
See, this is the best angle. No sex before marriage. Give them what they voted for. So conservatives won the election.
I agree, by the way. I agree. No sex before marriage. No more whores. Because of my respect for women. You see, the reason why I make fun of women that are whores is because of how much respect I have for women. Yeah, that's right. It all goes hand in hand.
Election and women are threatening to not sleep around. It kind of seems like the conservatives want a little more than just the election. I might do a whole video on the 4B movement. Tell me if you're interested in that. I don't know.
Yeah, I already covered that, but I'm down to cover it again if she went ahead dives into that shit.
Anyway, young men did come out and support Trump, and apparently for the reasons I and many others predicted.
All right.
We asked young men why they voted for Donald Trump. Here's what they said. Nick Sumners, a 21-year-old cosmetic car repairman from Virginia, says he is pro-choice. But when he voted in the 2024 presidential election, he did so for Donald Trump.
Honestly, I just think this is telling that abortion is really much smaller of a situation than the media made it out to be. Like, the media makes it out to be like this is women's rights versus not women's rights. Like, that's really how the media tried to spell it. And that's really not the reality.
Despite his personal beliefs, he says that Trump talks about the American people in a way that resonates with him, without, in his opinion, faulting him for his gender and sexual orientation.
Wow, so Donald Trump is the inclusive candidate. Interesting! Wow, it's almost like the straight white men are finally being included.
I'm a straight white man. and I feel like we take the blame for a lot of things. Of course there are—
Damn, that's wild. You mean that, like, the radical left vilifying straight white men for the last, like, 10 years is catching up to them? That's crazy.
Bad guys, he adds, insisting that he's not one of them just because he voted for Trump. But what appealed to him about Donald Trump was that his campaign was not coming after us. He was highlighting the American people, which we are. It doesn't matter what color you are, what you may identify as. Since I wasn't excluded, I resonated with it.
Damn.
When you tell a young white guy, hey, you're an oppressor, and because you're white, you have privileges that your black and Hispanic peers didn't have, and you're inherently at fault, or you're guilty for that, which is what a lot of the left wings or Democrats are saying. We're not racist, we're not misogynistic, we're just normal people, and we are friends with everyone. We're tired of hearing a lot of this BS from a lot on the far left.
Honestly, the craziest thing is, bro's kind of spitting kind of facts. Like, I feel like what Trump really won in this election wasn't the Latino vote, or wasn't the woman vote. He really kind of won the average bro vote. The average bro is just like, yeah, I'm gonna vote for Trump. It's wild.
I feel like there's this cultural frustration that young men have that they're not allowed to be young men. I hope the male loneliness epidemic eats you MAGA scum alive. I hope you feel a hole in your soul and feel unloved until your dying day. I love
how every single person that lost just became a supervillain.
Rot in your deathbed, wondering why women looked at you like you had rabies your whole life as your eyes closed for the last time.
Oh my
Unfortunately,
God.
the all men suck branding just isn't good for getting men to ally with you.
Crazy how that happens. So just think it on the inside. Don't brand it. See, the trick is you have to hate men in silence. You don't want men to realize that you hate them.
Oh no, it can't be. Is that the consequences of my own actions?
No!
Yes, the reasonable and rational men know you aren't talking about them, but maybe it's time to realize that most men aren't reasonable and rational.
That's true. You have to recognize that men are evil, vindictive vampire lords, and you have to treat them like they're human so that you can absorb their votes and plasma. You have to just recognize that they're probably evil secretly. Don't tell them, guys.
How do you speak to young men when they're literally Nazis?
Honestly true. Honestly true. Honestly true. Like, let me ask you a question. If you supported democracy, would you support democracy if... Okay, so the literally Nazi thing is hilarious, but let's say it turns out more than 50% of the men in your country actually voted for Hitler. Literally Hitler. Would you stop supporting democracy at that point? Like, at what point do you stop supporting democracy? Yep.
Why are Gen Z males the f***ing Hitler youth?
True, true. Did you vote for orange retard? Oh, you're a Hitler.
How do we get young men to get on board with the young men eat shit and die movement? Hear me out.
Bro, dude, let's brand all young men as Nazis to get them to vote for us. Huge dub, ladies and gentlemen. Huge dub.
Maybe not calling them Hitler youth? After the election, a YouTuber I am subscribed to uploaded a video called How the Right is Winning Young Men.
Uh-oh!
And I was excited to see his take, but then it comes time to talk about men's issues, and this is how he did it.
But this is the part where I want to enter the male loneliness epidemic. I know, we're all tired of hearing.
The entire idea of the male loneliness epidemic is it's this idea that really centers men and men's feelings.
They're fucking retarded. What? Yes, yes. The thing talking about how men's mental health is in the shitter is talking about men's mental health. I know, it may sound misogynistic to say.
The premise is quite a flawed premise to begin with.
I agree. I have such mixed feelings about this. I do. Unpopular though it is on the left to like give grace to the male loneliness epidemic. I have mixed feelings about it. I'm picking my words carefully so the leftists don't murder me. Like,
you see, that's the thing. Why are you scared that the leftists are gonna murder you? What, if you have like a slightly different opinion than everyone else, they're just gonna murder you? That sounds like a healthy place to be. Dude.
Don't rake me over the coals for this, but I think that I understand as much as I can understand a heterosexual.
This fellow is having a really hard time trying to say that men have feelings too. And they should be respected. He's having a really hard time trying to say that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I think we found the answer to the video title. Oh, I have to pick my words carefully so my own movement doesn't attack me for caring.
That's it, baby. I'm glad she's pointing that out as well. Yep.
About men's issues.
I hate to care about men, but
You see the issue? If you can't talk about this without having to walk on eggshells in fear of your own allies ripping your head off, maybe that is part of the reason men are moving right. Also, I feel like this is really important to say. I don't think all these men are moving right. I think just a lot of them hate the Democratic Party and feel alienated from the left. So what?
I think so too, by the way. Like, this whole moving right, moving left is so funny because I think that the actual right and left spectrum is moving as well. Like, what was considered right, I think, 20 years ago is just more center now in certain areas. And what was considered left 20 years ago is also considered more center now. I feel like the more moderate, the regular right and regular left are much more to the center just because the extreme right and extreme left literally fucking split and ran complete opposite directions. I think both extremes went more extreme. And at this point, what was considered a right-wing guy is now considered a centrist. And what was considered like a left-wing guy, you know, more into social, you know, Medicare or whatever, is a lot more considered a centrist now just because they don't believe in full-on fucking communism, you know. Like, it's kind of hilarious. And also very sad. And the extremes keep getting more extreme.
What was the overwhelming takeaway from the Democrats and the left? To actually start listening to men? No,
it's to call them all little Hitlers. Little Hitlers. They pop out of the womb and then they Heil Hitler.
Instead, their solution once again seems to be...
My biggest complaint with men is the fact that literally all of them want to run concentration camps. It's crazy.
We need a liberal Joe Rogan. We need a...
Ah! These people are insane. Dude, oh my god. You just need to have normal conversations. Everything said on the fucking Democratic Party has been behind like this insane mask.
A liberal Joe Rogan.
What is a liberal Joe Rogan? You just gotta actually have someone that is willing to converse with people of different topics. You had a liberal Joe Rogan. You had Joe Rogan. You lost him. Bro! We need a Joe Rogan that doesn't believe in dragons. The Master Plan, a podcast. Oh my god.
ASAP. We need a left-wing Rogan.
Democrats
are going to keep losing until they have their own Joe Rogan, their own Elon Musk.
Bro, what are you talking about? Oh my god. What, there's no billionaire fucking liberals? Are you insane?
Until they create their own alternative to Fox News.
What? What CNN? These people are all insane. Like, dude, the propaganda's everywhere. It's on both sides. Oh my god, bro. It's just Trump somehow became the anti-establishment in the eyes of the people.
People saying Harris should have done Joe Rogan are missing the point. That
No, you moron. Of course she should have done Joe Rogan.
Wouldn't have helped her.
Of course it could. If it wouldn't have helped her, it means she can't speak. Dude, Joe Rogan has conversations with people, insane people. Okay? She could have had a conversation with the guy. If she could have had a conversation for 3 hours.
Liberals need to build their own Joe Rogan.
Oh my god, we need a liberal Joe Rogan. You had a liberal Joe Rogan.
It was Joe Rogan! These people are all insane. They're literally all fucking crazy.
His name was Joe Rogan.
Thank you, finally. Thank you for saying this. Holy shit.
But he was too edgy, too problematic, said too many no-no words.
And you threw him out. Just like everyone. Bro, dude, real.
Talk to too many no-no people about...
Oh, he said that trans women shouldn't compete in female sports or some shit. Well, let's kill him. He's a Nazi.
About no-no topics. And in 2020, when Bernie Sanders went on his podcast and Joe endorsed him, the Democrat journalist class freaked the f*** out and smeared him for weeks.
So I knew he endorsed Bernie Sanders. A socialist leftist guy, by the way. But
too many no-no people about no-no topics. And in 2020, when Bernie Sanders went on his podcast and Joe endorsed him, the Democrat...
The problem with Bernie Sanders accepting Joe Rogan's endorsement.
Journalist class.
Bernie broke my heart when he embraced Joe's endorsement. Oh my fucking god. I've been a lifelong socialist supporter of Sanders since then. I expected better. Are these people insane?
Freak the f...
At this point, there's only one conclusion you can draw. Joe Rogan's racism, hateful transphobia, open misogyny, disgusting Islamophobia is a feature to Bernie Sanders personally. Oh my god!
Out and smeared him.
Oh, this was gay wonk. Bernie's campaign, cutting a campaign ad with Joe Rogan fucking sucks. Rogan is an influential. These people are insane.
For weeks. The left can't have a Joe Rogan because everything.
Because they would kill him. Because if he would say something that, you know, actually requires a personal opinion instead of literally parroting talking points, would fucking get him excised from that area. Like, that is the craziest thing. I feel like whenever someone, like, is like, you know, 90% right-wing, they do get embraced by right-wing people. But if someone's 90% left-wing, they get murdered over that 10%. Like, it is crazy to me. Why can't these people get along? I feel like the left would be so much stronger if they would just get along and accept the fact that they have slight differences in opinion. You could have someone like, dude, you could have someone like Joe Rogan who'd be like, I respect trans people, I respect calling people by their preferred pronouns, I support that. However, I don't think, you know, biological males should compete in women's sports. And they'll be like, oh, he's a transphobe Nazi Hitler too. It's crazy the way he did that. He wants a trans genocide? And then they literally make him a supervillain.
That makes Joe Rogan is not allowed on the left.
Kamala Harris
because on the left you can only have fucking pundits that'll just parody the preferred talking points.
Joe Rogan podcast interview over progressive backlash fears.
So Joe Rogan was too problematic, but Liz Cheney was fine? Listen, you don't.
What did Liz Cheney do? Maybe I'm missing something. Liz Cheney. I don't know what she did. But apparently she... January 6th committee. Oh. Alright. I don't know. I'll read that through. Oh, she's very pro-war? Oh, hell yeah.
Need a leftist Joe Rogan or liberal Joe...
Her dad invaded Iraq. Oh. Alright. Cool.
Rogan. You just need leftists and liberals to go on Joe Rogan. And that means not giving a shit about being canceled by your own movement.
Look, you can have an argument with Rogan, agree with him, disagree with him, but what's the problem going on in those shows? I got vilified by some of the Democratic establishment because I went on Rogan's show. Now a lot of other people are doing just that.
Anyways,
yeah, the crazy thing is, it's like, this is a huge platform where you can... See, here's the thing. Let me give you a hypothetical. And I know this is going to blow some of your minds. I'm just saying, this might blow your mind, but I'm going to give you this hypothetical anyway. All right? Joe Rogan is not a genius, okay? I think he's a relatively smart guy who has some pretty fucking terrible takes every now and again, but generally speaking, he's a smart guy and he wants to have a good conversation with people. If you introduce only right-wing talking points to this guy and the left-wing people aren't willing to go on the show because they'll be vilified, then don't you think he's gonna gravitate to the right if he's literally only discussing right-wing talking points with right-wing people? Like, does anyone recognize the fact that he's just a guy? He's just a guy having conversations, actually willing to engage in real, normal conversations. Like, he had a discussion about the dragon conspiracy theories, and they tried to dragon these nuts on his face. And they tried to drag him all over mainstream media for being insane. And they literally tried to smear him over an interesting thought experiment. Like, if no one is gonna actually talk to him with left-wing talking points, he is only gonna keep going more and more right. Like, that's just the world. So instead of censoring yourselves out of the public zeitgeist and crippling yourselves, you're a fucking idiot.
Liberals should start doing podcasts and TikToks and whatever aimed at setting the youth straight. Ah yes, there's nothing the youth enjoy more than being set straight.
See, my favorite thing is when in Dragon Age the Male Guard, Tosh said, I am non-binary. I thought that was one of the coolest ways that set my entire generation straight. I started respecting women after Dragon Age the Male Guard. Until Dragon Age the Male Guard, I thought they shouldn't vote. But then my opinion changed when Tosh said they're non-binary.
We don't have the equivalent of Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson to move that man in a feminist direction.
Fucking moron. You had Joe Rogan.
By the way, we should educate men that it's actually really great to live with a strong woman who makes money. It's actually easier. Life is easier.
We should actually educate men that it's okay to not be successful yourself, but someone will take care of you.
We're gonna be under Republican rule for the next 100 years, aren't we?
Trump's win.
I mean, that's the fear. But the funny thing is, in the words of Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda, you often meet your fate on the path you take to avoid it. It's almost like everyone on the left worked so hard to vilify Trump, they accidentally destroyed themselves in the process. They were so scared that Trump would be a dictator for 100 years that they accidentally crippled themselves to such a degree that Trump or his squadron might actually rule for 100 years. Like, that's the craziest thing. Oh my god. Oh god, we're so fucked. Dude, where did democracy go?
And leaves Democrats asking, where are our bro whisperers? We have to
bro whisperers.
Make entertaining, engaging content that men want to watch and care about. Then, over time, you pepper in more progressive views.
Oh, true. So you start off racist, all right? So here's my idea, all right? You start making engaging content. You're like, Jews should be in concentration camps. Hitler too would be Pog. And then people, the young, Hitlers in the audience, like the neo-Nazis, they'll all be like, whoa, this making some pretty fucking solid points there, Chief. I'm liking that. And then you immediately say that, now remember what I said about Jews? Jewish women are pretty cool though. And they'll be like, women, that's interesting. And then you slowly gaslight them into respecting women. Hating Jews, but respecting women. It's a trade-off that I think might be worthwhile for the left. Implement my strategies. Listen, I don't think I should be your campaign manager because I will probably troll everyone. But if you do want a campaign manager, you know where to find me.
So you want to start a normal podcast and then start sprinkling in propaganda?
Correct. They only know how to act through propaganda. They can't actually talk through humans. And that's not them. That's every mainstream fucking platform on the planet only talks through propaganda. Can never say what they want, can never just put their balls on the table and say shit. Nope.
Should you even be saying this out loud?
Dems need to seriously put all their money into creating propaganda networks.
Insane. They're fucking crazy. They already have propaganda networks. It's called Fox News. It's called CNN. It's called MSNBC. All right?
To compete with the right's massive amount of propaganda. Democrats need their own propaganda machine.
Oh my god, this is not the solution! Do you realize that people jumped off the Democrat boat because they know they're being fed propaganda? Bro, you think they need the freaking Avengers assembled to say Kamala forever? You think that's gonna get people to vote? It's the obvious propaganda that made people leave. Because Trump at least looks honest. He'll go up there and he'll say shit. Oh my god. Like, it's insane. Here, I saw this Asmongold clip. I have to show it to you. It's awesome. To be honest, I have seen this before. But it's the funniest clip in the world.
I miss it. I miss the Trump speeches. For real, though, it was my favorite speech I've ever seen a president give. It was the night the United States killed the leader of ISIS. He walks up in front of the entire world at midnight and just goes, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is so dead. Good. He died like a dog. And then he did 40 minutes. The speech is 40 minutes. For no reason. It wasn't a prepared speech. Just mean shit talk for 40. The meanest shit talk you've ever heard in front of the whole world.
This shit was fucking good.
This was hilarious. See, but the thing is, like, someone will see this, they'll be like, wow, this is a real guy.
The United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden.
Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead.
The United States launched a targeted operation against that compound.
They did a lot of shooting, and they did a lot of blasting, even not going through the front door. You know, you think you go through the door. If you're a normal person, you say, knock, knock,
Why is he
may
doing
I come in?
After a firefight, they killed Osama bin Laden and took custody of his body.
He died like a dog.
But his death does not mark the end of our effort.
A beautiful dog. A powerful dog.
We give thanks for the men who carried out this operation.
And I don't get any credit for this. But
oh my god, he still wants to get credit.
May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
And I'm writing a book.
Oh my god, dude.
All did very well.
Yeah, dude.
The United States has conducted...
Yeah, so it's like, it's insane. Like, that side by side is such a stark contrast. And the thing is, Trump really feels like a real human. Whereas the other side really feels like it's hiding behind a mask. It feels like they're becoming Victor from Arcane.
Not even joking a little bit. First of
He died like a dog.
all, again, I don't think we need better propaganda is something you should be saying out loud. Second of all, Democrats already have that, and have had it for decades. It's called Hollywood. It's called every celebrity. Every institution.
People need to drop the fucking bullshit. You need to talk to people like people. You need to actually have human beings speaking to other human beings and not vilifying each other. Bro!
Every piece of media, from movies to video games. Every celebrity from Beyonce to Taylor Swift endorsed her. She had Cardi B at all her rallies. She got the fucking Avengers together.
Oh my god, not this. This is too cringe. Oh god.
Hi, you guys. Hi, Avengers.
Hey,
Scarlet. Wow, Trump is literally Thanos. By the way, with all these like journalists and people talking about how we need a liberal Andrew Tate, a liberal Joe Rogan, yeah, be prepared to see some of the most forced, overproduced, astroturfed streamers and YouTubers to pop up overnight and subtly or not so subtly start shilling for the Democratic Party.
Yeah, bro. Every time you got like one of these random streamers just becoming popular magically with like millions of more viewers that just got like seemingly artificially inflated, I'm very excited for the next fucking campaign with Kamala Harris on the Taku podcast. It's gonna be insane. That time, Kamala Harris is gonna be drinking Prime, eating Lunchly, watching the new Mr. Beast video, and listening to this Taku podcast. Bro, she'll be in the thick of it then. That's gonna happen next time. You'll see. These artificially created propaganda piece influencer fucking industry plants.
You're gonna start seeing funded DNC plants all over YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, because they really do think the answer to all of this is
more propaganda.
More podcasts. All the funding in the world won't buy you an audience. You could have $1 million set and the best sound and video equipment ever, but it will not buy you a large and dedicated audience. I've been using a Mac laptop webcam and a shitty snowball mic for over 10 years, and you idiots keep coming back for some reason. And listen, it's 2024. You all have a camera.
Bro, and dude, and if you think that they're dead now.
Skibbity Biden.
Skibbity Biden. Skibbity Biden. Skibbity Biden, Joe, skibbity Biden.
This is actually, by the way, you should note something that was literally on CBS, done by the actual Stephen Colbert show. They tried to actually promote fucking Biden with Skibbity Biden. Like, this is the most obvious, like, awful campaign I've ever. Like, they're idiots. Oh my god.
And a microphone. Be the liberal Joe Rogan you want to see in the world. But the thing is, if people can hear your opinions when they turn on the TV, they're not gonna watch your shit. People tune into alt media to hear alt opinions. Even the most popular leftist streamers, like Hassan, for example,
don't worry, we'll be covering him again soon.
Spend a lot of time criticizing the Democratic Party. So it's gonna be hard to build some kind of like Democrat shill Joe Rogan. But I can't wait to see you try.
No, the thing is, the reason why that, like, the entire concept is a failure, I think the reason why Joe Rogan is successful is he's actually willing to have conversations with literally anyone, right? From the people that deny vaccines, to the people that support vaccines, to the fucking morons that create their own bullshit. Like, every conspiracy theorist in the world is something that he's happy to discuss on his show. And he doesn't censor that shit. Whereas if you look at the mainstream media, it is so pasteurized and censored to only talk about their talking points and never engage with anything that could possibly skew people against them. And it is such a failure. Like, Joe Rogan lets people talk, and that's why he has some pretty insane takes. For example, Joe Rogan just said that it's Ukraine's fault that World War III might happen because Ukraine is is fighting back when they're literally getting attacked. You know what I mean? Like, bro has some fucking crazy takes. But that said, it doesn't matter. Because he's a real human with real opinions, having real discussions. And that's what people want to say. That's what people want to see, bro. Latino, bro, I'm telling you. Chaotic neutral. Chaotic neutral, bro. We go everywhere. I give shit to whatever I feel like giving shit to.
After the election, one of the only politicians I've seen who is actively trying to understand why people voted the way that they did is AOC. When I met her, I whispered into her ear, "Take the pronouns out of your bio." And she did.
That was crazy. AOC removes pronouns from bio. That was wild.
My influence. Anyway, after the election, AOC found out that a ton of people voted for her down ballot, but also voted for Trump for president on the same ticket.
Oh my god, how does someone vote for AOC and Trump? I guess it turns out people are just a lot more multifaceted than you'd expect, right? You expect people to just be herded into one or two groups, but a lot of people just saw Trump, orange retard, and saw Kamala Harris, giggling banshee, and just decided they prefer Trump.
Curious, she took to her Instagram to ask people why they did that. And these were some of their answers. I feel like Trump and you are both real.
That's what I've been saying this whole time. People think Trump is a real human. And I think he is. He says shit the way he sees it. And people really like that. People like the authenticity.
It's real simple. Trump and you care for the working class. But also you signified change. Trump signified change. I've said lately, Trump sounds more like you.
And I've been saying for such a long time, the reason why they voted for Trump is because the last 4 years were shit. And the reason why they voted for Biden is because the 4 years before that were shit. Or at least COVID was.
Loved ones say you're both straightforward in challenging corruption and broken government. Because it's different than what has been the last 4 years. Something had to go. I feel that you both are outsiders compared to the rest of DC and less establishment.
It's almost like I am literally... I'm not a political analyst type of guy. Because first of all, that's not a real job. And second of all, I don't make believe that that's what I do in my whole day. But I was literally completely right with everything I said from day one. Trump is more anti-establishment than the fucking machine corp on the other side. He's going up against the fucking Omnisaya.
Voted Trump, but I like you and Bernie. I don't trust either party establishment politicians. The replies, of course, were full of people like, these idiots, these morons, these fools. Most depressing shit I've ever seen. These people sound dumb as hell. Such staggering ignorance and stupidity.
Yeah. All the staggering ignorance in the world, and they won. Like, this is the most fucking insane take ever.
The median voter. I hate the median voter. I want to destroy the median voter. Why is the median voter this stupid? I hate the median voter. How could this be real? Americans really are the dumbest gentlemen on earth. This
Gee, I wonder why the Democrats lost.
is giving me a
With so much logic and facts and tolerance on their side.
headache. I don't understand the median voter. Listen, it's really not that hard to understand. It's populism, honey. It's why when I went to January 6th and told a bunch of boomers I was a Bernie supporter, a ton of them reacted like this.
I think he's one of the few honest people I think he's honest. He beat Hillary Clinton. And he would have beat Joe Biden, too.
People hate empty suits that sound like they're constantly reading from a script. They want someone who tells it like it is. Someone who fights for the everyman.
And if you think about it, let's look at the Democrat side, all right? You got someone who was literally, Kamala Harris, literally chosen, never actually had to run against anybody else, literally just put there in the fucking podium, all right, to replace Joe Biden, someone else who was controlled because the guy was literally demented, all right? And then look at her endorsers. People that read scripts for a living. Wow. Big shock that they lost. They were up against Trump, a guy who says it as it is. Abu Bakr died like a dog, right? That guy, all right? So there was him. There was fucking, who else was there? Elon Musk, the guy that literally bought Twitter for whatever, freedom of speech or whatever the fuck he claims that he, whatever. Like that shit. You got Joe Rogan, a guy that actually does have real conversations with people. One party is censored and distilled, and the other party seems legitimate and real.
Or at least sounds like they do.
Also, I personally, I think that the fact that Trump is a minority helped him out a lot. I mean, how many people do you know with orange skin? Like, let's be real.
How are you feeling about Trump's upcoming presidency, Trump 2?
I voted for him.
Oh.
Why are you surprised, you racist? Why is he shocked? Wait, what? Oh, no.
Like AOC?
Yeah.
Did you vote for her?
Yeah. Remember one thing about why people voted for Trump. They want change.
Bro spittin', bro spittin', bro spittin'. That's the thing. People just want change. The last 4 years were shit, objectively.
Average American voter despises the establishment and will vote for anyone who promises to destroy.
She's literally fucking, I'm telling you, either she's been watching my memeage and coverage, or we are literally sharing a brain cell. I have been saying this the entire time. And as far as I know, I'm the only one that's been saying this shit. I mean, I've been watching a lot of people's coverage of different things, and I don't think anyone said this.
Destroy it. And the fact that none of you understand this is a big reason why you lost and will continue to lose until you do understand it. Capiche? The beatings will continue until the populism improves. How
Chat, don't say spank me mommy. Don't, chat.
could people have voted for this felon? How could they vote for Trump, especially after January 6th, where he led a bunch of his supporters to destroy that beautiful shining beacon of hope? Well, first of all, you have to understand that that's not a shining beacon of hope to most people. That is a dirty, disgusting brothel that sold out the future of their children and will probably send them into the next world war.
Oh, shit.
After all the indictments, the mugshots, the committees, the documentaries, people clearly don't care about January 6th. And that might...
Obviously not. But the funny thing is, like, the calling him a felon and the calling him a Hitler, the name calling, the criminalizing, like, it really does just galvanize his people to actually be like, look, This is the guy that the whole fucking establishment came together to try to destroy, and he's not in jail. I really think that's what a lot of people have been saying. It's like, let me get this straight. You called him Nazi. You called him a Hitler. You called him a dictator. Okay? You called him a fascist. He ran the country for 4 years. Didn't round up any Jews, okay? It's like the fucking Nazi fascist that he was promised to be. I'm sure some neo-Nazis were very disappointed about that. They kept calling him a Nazi. They called him a liar. They called him everything on the planet. They called him a criminal and a felon and an insurrectionist. And they called him everything. And he still didn't end up in jail. This guy literally fought against the establishment and won. You realize you have made him a hero. Like, it's insane, and no one gets it. Everyone's a fucking idiot.
Scares some people, but the truth is, a politician that promises safety and affordable food can do 100 January 6s. It's kind of like FDR said.
Democracy has disappeared in several other great nations, not because the people of those nations dislike democracy, but because they had grown tired of unemployment and insecurity, of seeing their children hungry while they sat helpless in the face of government confusion and government weakness through lack of leadership. Finally, in desperation, they chose to sacrifice liberty in hope of getting something to eat.
God damn.
Speaking of FDR, let's talk a little bit about the guy that FDR stole a bunch of his ideas from, shall we? Someone who the modern Democratic Party should probably try and learn from. That's right, I finally found an excuse to talk about my favorite politician. The man, the myth, the legend, the kingfish himself, Huey Long. Huey Long was the...
Alright, here we go. Random shoe on head, side tangent. Alright, let's see.
40th governor of Louisiana from 1928 to 1932. He was a populist member of the Democratic Party and rose to national prominence during the Great Depression. He took on big oil and Wall Street and drastically helped lift Louisiana out of poverty. Long had many supporters.
Oh my god. I was so not ready for that.
And haters, and to this day is celebrated as a populist champion of the people, and at the same
I never heard of this guy.
time, denounced as a fascist demagogue.
Wait, what?
Champion of the people, and at the same time, denounced as a fascist demagogue.
Ain't no way. Is that real? History is really written by the victors, honestly. Holy fucking shit. You know how Trump got all his fucking charges dropped? Those 34 charges were all dropped against him or some shit? History is literally written by the victors. It doesn't matter what a person does, because if they lose, it will literally just be written, he will be written as the bad guy every time.
To give you a better idea of who Huey was, here are some quotes from the man himself.
Corrupted by wealth and power, your government is like a restaurant with only one dish. They've got a set of Republican waiters on one side and a set of Democratic waiters on the other. But no matter which set of waiters brings you the dish, the legislative grub is all prepared in the same Wall Street kitchen.
I mean, bro's not even wrong. Holy shit. Like, the funny thing is, like, America's a fake democracy. The fact that there's only two candidates that are legitimate to vote for. Like, the fact that you only have 2 people that you could possibly vote for just shows this shit.
The only difference
that's right, ladies and gentlemen. You thought this was drama content, but this is lore content! Most of my lore videos are going to be uploaded on Taku right now, my other channel, but this lore video, America lore, is dropping here.
I ever found between the Democratic leadership and the Republican leadership is that one of them is skinning you from the ankle up and the other from the ear down.
Yeah, and to quote Huey Long, it's all about the red satanic pedophiles versus the blue satanic pedophiles.
But Huey Long wasn't some enlightened centrist, no. The man firmly had a side, and that side was the people.
I'm for the poor men.
Damn.
All poor men. Black and white. They all gotta have a chance. They gotta have a home, a job, a decent education for their children. Every man a king. That's my—
Oh, he's the every man a king guy. God damn. What, do they hate him for not saying every woman a queen?
My slogan.
When asked if he cared about the bad press he got, Huey replied, "All I care about is what the boys at the forks of the creek think of me." And when Big Oil threatened to leave Louisiana, he said, "If they gotta leave, they can go to hell and stay there." They don't make politicians like this anymore. Politicians used to be like mob bosses. Now they go on—
Oh, yeah, they used to be so cool. Don't you want to vote for the fucking penguin? Damn, what a huge L.
Call her daddy podcasts.
Remember when politicians used to be mob bosses? Man, if only I could have voted for Vito Corleone.
Sad. Huey had many powerful enemies, and because of this, he was assassinated in 1935.
Oh shit.
His last words were allegedly, "God, don't let me die. I have so much to do." There's a lot of talk online right now about how we need a Joe Rogan for the left, and Andrew Tate for the left, but there's also talk about how we need a Donald Trump for the left, and well, Huey Long was exactly that. And to be completely honest, I don't think you people could handle a Donald Trump for the left.
No, I don't think the left, honestly, at least the way the establishment is, they're not equipped to anything even remotely controversial. And if they're not willing to be even a little bit controversial, they're never going to be able to introduce somebody real. And if they're never able to introduce somebody real, then they're always going to keep fucking losing.
You couldn't even handle Bernie Sanders. You called him a sexist and a racist and did everything in your power to crush him and keep him down. But unlike Bernie, Huey Long wouldn't just lay down and take it. Huey Long would scare the shit out of the modern Democratic Party. But if there's anyone they need to take a lesson from, it's him. Alright, time to get out of this costume. I feel like an old hooer. It should come as no great surprise that the Democratic Party, which has abandoned working class people, would find that the working class had abandoned them. Bernie Sanders said in a statement about
big shock
about the results of Tuesday's election, while the Democratic leadership defends the status quo, the American people are angry and want change, and they're right. Will the big money interest and well-paid consultants who control the Democratic Party learn any real lessons from this disastrous campaign? Will they understand the pain and political alienation that tens of millions of Americans are experiencing? Do they have any ideas as to how we can take on the increasingly powerful oligarchy, which has so much economic power? Probably not. All the groups that Sanders originally courted, young people, Latinos, the working class, are gone. And I don't know if they're coming back. Maybe this is a one-time thing, maybe it's just because...
It's crazy. Honestly, Trump really did alter the course of history. Like, who knows what the fuck America's gonna look like in 20 years? It's kind of terrifying.
Of Trump or inflation, or maybe the meme is coming true. Maybe Republicans are the new party of the working class. Democrats' working class exodus sets off reckoning within party. Democrats who have long prided themselves...
Dude, they fucking need a new, they need something new. They need to change things up, like, in a big fucking way. Holy shit.
As the party for the little guy, instead strengthened their emerging base of financially secure college graduates this election, while a growing number of blue-collar voters embraced Trump and Republicans. Especially alarming for Democrats this election, the exodus of working-class voters from the Democratic Party included not just white voters, but helped Trump make gains with Latino and black men. This realignment crystallized a political reality that is tough for Democrats to swallow. With blue-collar voters flocking away from their party over multiple election cycles, Democrats' refashioned base is becoming more upper-class, urban, suburban, and coastal. It's
kind of hilarious, right? Especially when you look at all the people that endorsed the Democrats and stuff. Like, I know that on the Republican side, they had Elon Musk, literally the richest guy in the world. But, like, on the Democrat side, it was all about famous singers and politicians. Not even politicians. It was famous singers, and it was famous, God, like actors. It's like, these are all people that are the most privileged people in the fucking world, are the people on the side that is fighting for, allegedly, the least privileged. Like, you gotta see the irony there.
It's a narrowed coalition that does not bode well for future elections. To put things into perspective, the Trump coalition is closer to the Obama coalition than the Harris one is.
Wow! That's fucking crazy.
That is crazy. That is wild. That is what we call a potential party switch. And I don't really care about how many...
Yeah, and we have seen this happen in the past, right? Like, I'm pretty sure the Republicans were, like, for black rights, like, when slavery ended, you know? Like, we've seen these switches throughout history, and that would be terrifying.
Leftists or Democrats cope about this. We have better union policies, we have better wages policy. Yeah, that might be true, and I agree, but we don't get to decide who the party of the working class is.
The working class decides. Thank you!
Working class does. And if exit polls are...
It's not about the news telling you that you're... Like, dude, every time you open the news and they tell you you're a bad person if you voted for Trump, like, that is not gonna make them to say, you know what, you're right, I am a bad person, I'm gonna change my ways. Like, obviously not.
Anything to go by, basic left-wing economic policy is still incredibly popular. People just hate the Democratic Party. White men without college degrees are going to ruin this country. First of all, white men without college degrees built this country, bitch. Second of all, this is apparently a real Democratic Party strategist saying this. You
What a fucking moron.
want to know how to win 2028?
Stop doing that! Stop vilifying people!
Step 1. Stop listening to freaks like this. The election, if having a degree was a requirement to vote. And this is what the election would look like if everyone was allowed to vote.
Wow! It's almost like having rights is a good thing. Damn!
Oh wait, that's this election. I too hate democracy.
And I think Bernie Sanders is wrong.
That's the funniest thing. It's like, if only people... I wish only educated people could vote. Oh, so you don't want democracy. Okay, alright, so just say that.
I think the more relevant question actually is what is wrong with America?
Democrats have a smug problem. The day after the
True. Why did the Democrats lose? Oh, because they're just more racist than anticipated.
election, an NBC News chart circulated on Instagram that highlighting exit poll data showing that the more education you had, the more likely you would vote for Vice President Kamala Harris over President-elect Donald Trump. Some liberals used the occasion to look down upon the icky dummies who were too stupid to know they shouldn't vote for Trump. Yet Trump's victory was both definitive and diverse. He won broad swaths of the electorate, making significant gains in New York and California, and winning over larger percentages of Latino voters and young voters than in 2020. He also won a majority of first-time voters. Large factions of the left condescendingly believe that dumb people are the reason Trump won in 2016 and won again.
It's so fucking hilarious. It's so insane, like how like deluded these people are.
In 2024. And that patronizing, visceral vibe is obvious. It's a massive turnoff to many other voters.
No
It is a
shit.
mountain smug Democrats have to overcome if they want to reconnect with voters. Once, the coastal liberal establishment had an air of open-mindedness. But now, these elites have evolved into the provincial, narrow-minded scolds they once critiqued. All
That is the comedy. The comedy is, like, these are the people that are fighting for, you know, identity politics and respecting everyone and equality and diversity. And it's like, and these are the people that are literally a fucking nobility class right now, promoting themselves with every famous person they could find. Every actor and musician is on this one side. And all the people that actually feel like they could say what they feel like instead of just being part of this political oligarchy, they decide those are the ones supporting Trump.
Their education has narrowed their worldview. Their credentialism has built themselves a bubble in which to hide from reality. The contempt many liberals and some leftists have for the working class has never been more on display than it is right now. Even coming from some leftist YouTubers I watch that I know better and spend a lot of their time trying to bring people to the left. Your college degree does not make you any smarter than a working class person without a college degree. And more importantly, don't talk down to a vast majority of the population.
Yeah, you fucking morons.
Because despite how badly you want to believe it, they are not stupid. They are the people who grow your food, build your houses, pave your roads, fix the plumbing in your luxury apartments. And guess what? There are more of them than they are of you. So maybe you people should start listening to them instead of wagging your finger in their faces as if
It's almost like democracy was made for, I don't know, everyone. Wow! That's crazy!
Agreeing with you is some moral failing, because it's not. These people aren't all racists and Nazis or whatever. They are normal people. They are the proletariat. They're who you should be fighting for. And they don't believe you are fighting for them. More importantly, there
Are they wrong?
is a difference between being educated and being smart. IQ isn't just about how many books you read or how many words you know. A lot of it is about pattern recognition, and boy did I recognize some patterns here. Maybe you guys should have—
Yeah, maybe you geniuses over there, you highly intellectual masterminds, you 4-digit IQ motherfuckers, shouldn't have all just blindly believed what the polls were telling you. Interesting that the intelligent, educated people were all completely fooled. That's weird.
I've listened to the bimbo with populist brain rot, because she seemed to be right about a lot of this. If the Democratic Party wants to win another election, they need to start understanding the importance of populism. Drop the divisive identity politics and focus on the bread and butter issues, or you are doomed. Become the party of Huey Long again, or you are doomed. But you know what? Maybe you're not doomed. Because if Trump fails to deliver on his promises, or we get like George Bush 3, it's totally possible that the populism vacuum will be open again. Will the Democrats take advantage of this and actually put up a good candidate?
Only time will tell. Dude, fucking... Well, all I can say is, I will be here for the chaos, bro.
No. They're gonna put up like Pete Buttigieg or Gavin Newsom and the
generic white man, and they'll be like, well, last time we failed because of sexism, so this time we're gonna take the most milquetoast human we could find.
Populism vacuum will be filled by people like my Twitter mutual and soon to be Vice President of the United States, JD Vance.
Oh my god.
That is still so weird. What do I do with this power? Hey, JD Best.
Oh, she's messaging Vance.
Buddy, I have an idea. It's called Patriot Care, and it's healthcare, but our tax dollars go to it instead of bombs. Doesn't that sound cool? If you can't beat him, join him.
No! Dude did the fucking furry emoji. Oh my god, alright.
The fact is, this
You see, I would have messaged Vance something different. I would have said, hey JD Vance, thank you for being the #1 line of defense to President Donald Trump. Because if someone murders Donald Trump, they know that you will be the president instead. And you are way more extreme than Trump on 90% of things. So you are literally insulating Orange Man's chances of survival. That's what I would tell him. I feel like that's why Trump picked Vance. Vance is like fucking crazy in some areas and actually really well spoken. So like no one's gonna want it to kill Trump. If anyone kills Trump, bro, the country's left with Vance, and then the left is like fucked. So I think it was like a pretty fucking great choice, honestly. Oh yeah, I'm a conspiracy theorist. Have you noticed?
election was a complete rejection of the liberal ideology. Or it was just because of inflation and people want to afford eggs again.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was probably that. It just kind of sucks to see the party you voted for your whole life, the party you grew up with, just get worse and worse over time. After this, the Democrats are gonna
stop aligning yourself with a party. Become the enlightened centrist. Become the chaotic neutral. Listen, I am not a fence sitter. I sit under the fence and I collect slop that fall from both sides.
Move right in the dumbest ways. They're gonna become like the new neocons, but gay. And I have no idea how a second Trump term is gonna go. I hope it goes well. I don't know. Congrats to RFK, I guess. I'll see you guys in the Adderall labor camps.
Wait, what the fuck? Wait, RFK Jr. says he'll send people to taking Adderall to labor camps. Whoa! Alright, that's our boy. Let's go.
Otherwise known as the concentration camps.
Oh, because it gets you to concentrate. I see what you did there. Hilarious Jew reference. You can see yourself out now.
Get it?
I got it.
Okay. Anyway, so that is enough of my yapping. Now I want to hear you yap. Why do you think Trump won? And what could the Democrats do to win 2028? Anyway, if you liked this video, please consider subscribing. Also, if you can, donate to me on Patreon.
Well, I thought it was a good video.
Or you could do a little tip with the little tip jar down below.
That's pretty cool. Anyway, this has been Shoe on Head. I like the video. Good analysis. Good video. I'm glad that she shares a lot of my talking points that I've been having for like a little bit. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi died like a dog. A beautiful dog. That is all I have to say, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Love y'all. Love y'all. Chaos. Love chaos. Let's see more people fall apart. More downfalls. Subscribe for downfalls. Bye. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.